Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're like me, you enjoy all things luxe in life and you want to know more. On this channel, I share all you need to know about luxury items, all in the hopes that you're a little bit more informed as you decide what to add to your closet next. Perhaps you learn about how best to look after your precious babies, or you just simply sound super clued up chatting to your essay on your next trip to the boutique. If any of that interests you, keep listening, like, share, and subscribe to join the Smart Luxury fam. My channel. So, if you've noticed, if you've not been living under a rock, you would know that Chanel has been increasing the prices of their bags like mad. It's ridiculous. In the last 2 years, they've had they've had 5 price increases. There are certain bags that are literally double the price of what they started out at in 2019. So it's absolutely ridiculous. I did a video about why Chanel has been increasing their prices, and one of the reasons that came up is market positioning, in that they want to be seen as an ultra luxury brand, not just luxury. So they want to move a little bit away, or very far away, from the Guccis and the Louis Vuittons of the world and cozy up more to the Hermes of the world. So that got me thinking, is Chanel becoming the new Hermes? So I looked at a few elements of the Hermes shopping experience, buying experience, bag experience, and I've paralleled that with Chanel to see how it compares. So let's just get right into it. So I think obviously we started talking about the price increases. That's the reason we got here. So that is point number 1, the prices. Based on the prices, can we say that Chanel is comparable to an Hermes Kelly or Birkin bag? Well, a Kelly 20 will set you back about $8,000, and a Kelly 25 will set you back about $11,700. When we compare this to the Chanel bags, I'm going to compare it to the classic flaps, and I think I would compare it to the small and the medium classic flaps. The small Chanel classic flap is $8,200, whereas the Kelly 20 is $8,000. So their Chanel is slightly more expensive. But on the Kelly 25, $11,700, the Chanel medium is $8,800. So the difference between the small and the medium is really small, versus with the Hermes 20 and 25 on the Kelly, it's a significant difference in that. So one last one is to compare the Birkin. Obviously, I mean, these styles are not comparable. Like, I think if you're into a Kelly, you're not necessarily going to be into a classic flap. If you're into a Kelly because you just like handbags, then you're likely going to like a classic flap because it is just yet another classic. But I just mean from an aesthetic perspective, they're very different. But I'm just trying to get to a size comparison. And a Birkin in the Togo leather 25 is about $10,100, and a 30 is $11,200. From a size perspective, I want to compare that to the Max flap from Chanel, and the Max flap is $10,000. So it's lower than both of them. So generally, I think we can definitely conclude that Chanel is still cheaper than Hermes. However, they are well on their way to these prices. I mean, the goal is clear. The end goal is near. They have been, I mean, if we look at the medium flap, we said is $8,800. And that was subject to a 13% increase, I think it was, from November to March 2022. So, you know, Chanel is cheaper, but I'm not going to hold on to that for too long. They are definitely trying to keep up with Hermes, and so I wouldn't be surprised if in the next sort of 2 price increases we start to say that it's very comparable. So hold on to your seats. The next element is the ability to purchase online. So you can't buy an Hermes, Kelly, or really anything. You can't buy the Kelly or the Birkin online. You have to go into a boutique and go through a whole qualification process to get one of those. And similarly for Chanel, Chanel does not sell their bags online. There is a theory that maybe this is also why they sort of like suffered during COVID when people couldn't go to shops, but they are definitely very similar in that aspect. So that's one way that they are similar. When we look at the ability to same day purchase, I think this is really important. And really this also talks to the value that the bag is able to store, right? So the Hermes bags, you go through this insane process, but effectively, you're not supposed to be able to walk into an Hermes, be like, hi, I'd like a Kelly, and then get one and go, right? That being said, I've seen videos on YouTube that some people have done this, so more power to you. But usually there's a very long waiting process. You have to give a whole list of things that, you know, you'd like, and then your SA may get back to you with something that's kind of like what you like. I mean, I must say, all the videos I've watched, like unboxings and stuff of people unboxing their Kellys and the Hermes, like most people have not got exactly what they asked for, but not a single person has said they were disappointed. Everyone is like, it isn't what I wanted, but I just saw it and it's so me, or I just saw it and it just made sense. It was made for me. I'm like, okay, you just knew you couldn't be picky. So yeah, you cannot just walk into an Hermes store. Some people do, but in general, you can't. Whereas, you know, Chanel stores, you might walk in and not get exactly what you want, but you should be able to walk in and buy a bag if it's there, like on the shelf. So not similar in that aspect, but who knows? Maybe Chanel is going to change that up a bit. In terms of limits, so this is really, really interesting. In terms of whether there's a limit to how many bags you can buy in a year, Hermes, there has been a rumor of, you know, a quota that has actually been implemented, but it seems to not be consistent globally. I think the stores or the boutiques that are particularly busy in sort of busy centers, like busy geographies, definitely do enforce this limit, but it's not globally enforced. Chanel has recently announced that they want to implement a quota of 2 classic bags per year. So not 2 bags, 2 classic bags per year. So I think that will include the boy bag, the flap, and the 255. I would have to confirm. Please don't. Let me know in the comments below what that is. Unless it literally is just the ones that say classic, right? Which is just a flap. Yeah, interesting. I haven't actually thought about what exactly that means. So yet another similarity, limiting the number of bags, and that's great from an investment perspective. Do check out my video on 5 things to look for, or I don't know if it was 5, but just elements to look for when you want to buy a bag as an investment. Quantity limitation is definitely one of those elements. Purchase history is another element. So when it comes to Hermes, you have to have a purchase history with Hermes. Like, you can't just walk in and be like, I want to buy this bag. You have to have bought other things from them. And typically from all the videos I've watched, it feels like they even make you buy something else on the day, which is so wild. It is so crazy. Like, people will be like, yeah, they went to go collect their bag, and then the SA said, do you not want anything else? And you're like, not really. And they're like, are you sure? Maybe you want a scarf. So FYI, if you're going to get an Hermes bag, please make sure you buy something else. It's a whole thing. But yeah, you have to have a purchase history with them leading up to it. Whereas Chanel does not require you to have a purchase history. So, you know, you can jump right in. I have not seen anything that says you need a purchase history for Chanel, so woohoo! Yet another way that they're not quite on par. But I'm telling you, all of these things, look out. Like, I would not be surprised if Chanel starts doing these things. To get into the Hermes store, you need an appointment. You need an appointment. I don't think you need an appointment to get into a Chanel store. The Hermes appointment system is online, and it's like a little bit of a lottery. Yeah, it's a little bit of a lottery. Like you submit like a request for an appointment, but then you wait for them to get back to you about whether they've given you an appointment. And it's a very short period of time. Like you have to do it, I think it's 2 or 3 days before. Like you can't do it long in advance. So you can't be like, oh, I'm traveling in 3 months time, I'd like to make an appointment. It does not work that way. I think it's like the day before or something, you submit your request for an appointment, and then you just hope and wait to get like a message that says that you got it. So very wild. Chanel, no. I mean, I saw online they said to go to the Chanel in Paris, you don't even need an appointment. So if not for Paris, then why anywhere else? And lastly, special orders. So Hermes does this special order thing where, you know, you're a loyal customer and they say, okay, now you get to make a special order, which is basically you get to like almost custom make like the bag that you want. And we're not going to tell you when you'll get it. You may never get it. We'll see. What's interesting is that the Hermes store the boutique has implemented a new policy where they're trying to do more SOs or special orders for newer customers, not only long-standing loyal customers. And I think it's about making it a little bit more accessible. I don't know what that's about, but that's very exciting. And it actually makes sense because there's a lot of videos on YouTube of people doing special orders, and they're like, they had only just, you know, gone in for their first bag 4 months ago, and now they got their special order and da 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 da. So you can definitely see that policy coming through. Chanel does not have that system, so there's that. I mean, those are really all the elements that I thought about that are very unique to Hermes, and trying to see sort of how Chanel compares and if they're on the road there. I think there's a few that they may take on. They may more forcefully implement their limits, because as much as they have they want to introduce a quota, it's unclear about whether you'll be able to get around the system by just buying in different countries. It seems like you can. But I think if they're super duper serious about being taken as an ultra luxury brand and wanting to be on that Hermes level, we will not be surprised to see some of these other elements coming through in the Chanel buying process. So yeah, that is my view. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Otherwise, please do like, share, and really please subscribe to this channel. And I will share even more about these luxury streets with you. Have a great day. Bye.